The courts are finally open. The fans are gathering from around the globe. Rackets have been packed for a chance at glory in Malaysia and Indonesia. Rivals stand at the ready. It is the premier competition where the atmosphere is electric. Boasting the biggest prize money team event ever in the world of badminton. Let the battle begin at the Axiata Cup 2014. The Axiata Cup 2014 is back again for the third consecutive year and promises to be even more explosive than before. In this show, we'll look forward to what's in store for all badminton fans as the event closes in. We'll recap all the action and drama of 2013, as well as check out the venues for this year's tournament. Plus, we'll get to know the teams, from the usual suspects, the in-form stars, and the dark horses. The competition is buzzing with excitement, with the teams focused on the prize purse totaling $1 million.
In a small way, what we could do is to create the richest tournament, and that hopefully attracts on the best players in the world. The response last year, in fact the last 2 years, has been fantastic. In every sense of the word, you have some of the biggest players who joined, participated in the program. We have great audience. So I have been very pleased with the results so far.
Now it's time to walk down memory lane to relive Axiata Cups of old, and we'll start with the first preliminary round in Surabaya. Surabaya, the capital city of the East Java province, is the second most populated city in Indonesia, with approximately 3 million people residing there. Officially established in the year 1293, this growing metropolis is a melting pot for a myriad of cultures, religions, and communities. And it was this remarkable city that played host to the second Axiata Cup, where the preliminary round started off with a bang at the DBL Arena. The inaugural edition in 2012 comprised of 2 men's singles and 1 men's doubles, meaning there was an outright winner after every battle. But 2013 proved to be the absolute game changer, with 4 categories in the mix, meaning every single point mattered. Teams could now record 4-0 or 3-1 wins, or even just settle for a 2-2 draw.
Men's singles, women's singles, you have a men's doubles and a mixed doubles. So that is quite unique. There's no other competition in the world which uses that format. And so that makes it exciting. I think we've sort of picked what we felt are the best competition elements in badminton. It also makes it interesting the way we do it is that each point counts. So it's not about the team winning, but it's about each point which is made. So even at a 2-2, which obviously could be the result, that those points are very important in the ranking system.
The feisty rivalry between Indonesia and Malaysia was something the fans were waiting for, so it was no surprise that the epic encounter between the 2 traditional rivals on the 3rd day of the tournament raised the roof at the DBL Arena. Both teams remained unbeaten after the first 2 days, and this matchup was dubbed by many as the Clash of the Titans.
There is it! And Malapoti has won by 21 points to 18 in the second. That is it. It's 21-11. Chong of Malaysia has been beaten by Sugiarto of Indonesia, and Indonesia again celebrate. They are unbeaten in the Axiata Cup.
Go Liu Ying and Chan Peng Sun rescued that cause for the visitors as they overcame a resilient Muhammad Rijal and Debbie Susanto 18-21, 21-16, 21-19 in the mixed doubles event.
It's still not over. Malaysia have taken it 21-19, and that is a dramatic finish to a very, very good battle. There are a few in the crowd that are booing.
Go and Chan's victory then spurred the world number 2 Koo Ken Kiat and Tan Boon Hyung to dispatch Hendra Setiawan and Ryan Agung Saputro 21-12, 26-24 in the men's doubles. This win meant that both teams had to settle for a draw.
Malaysia, and you could feel the palpable disappointment from the crowd.
After the first preliminary round, surprise package Thailand were at the top of the standings with 13 points, just ahead of Indonesia and Malaysia. All 3 teams had managed to remain unbeaten so far. The final day in both Surabaya and Kuala Lumpur was all about the final semi-final spot, with Thailand, Indonesia and Malaysia already confirming their berths for the knockout round. it was down to either the Europe All-Stars or the Asia All-Stars to stake their claim to that final spot. At the DBL Arena, the European stars kept the pressure on their Asian counterparts when their Spanish sensation, Carolina Marin, maintained her unbeaten run with a win over Bellatrix Manaputi in the women's singles.
Carolina Marin, that has been superb.
However, the tide started to turn against the All-Stars team after an injury to Scott Evans gave away the men's singles tie to Dionysis Hayum Rumbaka.
Pole position at the moment.
And finally, all hopes were dashed when the Russian pairing of Ivan Sozonov and Vladimir Ivanov were downed in straight sets to Hendra Setiawan and Mohammad Hassan.
See, once again, he just changed his mind.
Meanwhile, at the KL Badminton Stadium, the array of stars from Asia needed to beat Malaysia, but instead went down tamely, losing 3-1. Thankfully, Indonesia did the Asians a huge favor as their win against the Europe All-Stars in Surabaya was enough for them to earn the final semi-final spot.
Compete with them and trying to play stroke.
As expected, Indonesia secured top spot with 22 points, a point ahead of Malaysia and Thailand, who were in second and third place respectively. Asia All-Stars completed the semi-finals draw by finishing 2 points ahead of the European All-Stars. With the Final Four confirmed, the competition fully moved to the Kuala Lumpur Badminton Stadium in Cheras for the semi-finals and final of the Axiata Cup 2013. Defending champions Indonesia were drawn to play Thailand. Meanwhile, host Malaysia had a relatively easier tie in the form of the Asia All-Stars. Lindaweni Fanetri had Thailand's Ratchanok Intanon to deal with in the opening tie. Fanetri found it hard to keep up with the three-time world junior champion and went down tamely in straight sets.
Only needed the one. 21-18, 21-16, the margin of her victory.
Meanwhile, Tanonsak Sansumbunsuc had the opportunity to repeat his victory over Tommy Sugiyato at the 2013 All-England quarterfinals, and he did exactly that.
He's done it. Would you believe it? 21-16, 21-15.
That win strengthened the Thai team's belief even more than before, as they were on the cusp of qualifying for the final.
This time they convert, and it is indeed an emphatic victory for Thailand.
That 3-0 victory was enough to send Team Thailand through to the final of the Axiata Cup 2013. And their opponent in the final was none other than the host Malaysia. The Malaysians beat the Asia All-Stars for the second successive time to earn the right to fight for the winner's purse of $400,000.
Second time of asking, and Malaysia take victory. Opportunities for Malaysia. And Rudaman converts on his first.
I think because after I lost to him 2 weeks ago, I watched back the video. That's why I watched back my weakness, and from there I try to improve my weakness and watch out what his weakness also. And that's why I think I won today.
The final day of the Axiata Cup 2013 was remembered for all the surprise elements more than anything else. The first surprise came in the third place playoff, where the mighty Indonesia lost to the Asia All-Stars.
Closes it out, second time of asking. Looks as if they are conceding from here on in, which means that the overall tie is won by the Asia All-Stars 3-1.
The Malaysian fans were all excited for the final of the 2013 Axiata Cup, as not only their team was playing, but their biggest star, Lee Chong-wei, was expected to feature in the men's singles tie. The timely presence of the world number one boosted the hopes of the hosts in winning the title after he beat Tanonsak Sansumbunsuc 21-16, 21-15 to swing the tie back in Malaysia's favor by 2-1. This was after Sonia Chia failed to overcome teen sensation Ratchanok Intanon in the opening women's singles. But thankfully, the mixed doubles pairing of Goh Liu Ying and Chan Peng Sun restored parity by beating their Thai counterparts Sutket Prapakamol and Sarali Tongtongkam 21-16 and 21-15. The Malaysians finally sealed their position as the winners of the Axiata Cup 2013 and the lucrative prize money of $400,000 when world number 2 Koo Kian Kiat and Tan Boon Hyung swept past Bunsak Bunsana, Songpon Anugrityawan 21-10, 21-17 in the men's doubles. This achievement left the fans in absolute frenzy, as the last time they won a team event on home soil was back in 1992 when they lifted the Thomas Cup.
I tried my best, give the first point and 1 point in my team and my country.
The inclusion of Lee Chong-wei in the Malaysia lineup was key in that 3-1 win over Thailand during the final of the Axiata Cup 2013. Chong-wei's experience, finesse and exquisite court control were way too overwhelming for Tanaonsak Sansumbunsook to handle in the men's singles. Furthermore, his unwavering patriotism to contribute to his country's cause encouraged his teammates to go all guns blazing against the Thais. Even more impressive was that the world number 1 only welcomed his first child, Kingston Lee, 2 days before the final. And the quick thinking of the Malaysian coaches to rope in the ultimate stroke master proved to be an absolute master stroke. Congrats to Team Malaysia once again for winning the Axiata Cup last year.
Hey, I'm Donna Amelia and we will be back after the break.
Jakarta is a bustling city with a population of almost 10 million people. It's the capital of Indonesia, which still has a stronghold on its history, culture, and heritage. A former Dutch colony, this growing metropolitan area still retains the remnants of colonization up until now. The people here are also known to be very friendly, cheerful, and ardent sports fans, especially when it comes to badminton.
Terus di mana bulu tangkis ini sekarang menjadi booming ya di dunia luar.
Tentu aja menarik karena di Indonesia sendiri bulu tangkis itu menjadi salah satu olahraga yang ngetren di Indonesia ini.
Badminton sendiri ini di Indonesia itu sangat bermasyarakat sekali karena semua orang di Indonesia menyukai badminton.
Indonesia is a booming country and there's so much potential that we want that potential to find its expression. And in sports, there can be nothing better than badminton in terms of passion of people in Indonesia. And in badminton, there can be nothing better than Axiata Cup, which has the highest prize money.
This year's Axiata Cup starts here at the Pratama Arena Sports Mall, Kelapa Gading in Jakarta from November 27th till December 3rd.
Untuk Indonesia, jelas Axiata ini sudah yang ketiga, mana kita juga last year juga juara. Ya, jadi ini untuk memotivasi atlet yang pertama, yang kedua kerjasama juga karena Indonesia sendiri menjadi tuan rumah untuk Axiata. Jadi ada main di Jakarta, main di Kuala Lumpur. Jadi ini ada kerjasama juga yang baik.
Round-robin matches will be played right here to determine the last 4 who will then proceed to the knockout stages. Just like in 2013, all 8 teams will have to play each other to collect points in order to qualify to the next stage. The rules are pretty much the same, with the ties also in the similar order, and every win equates to a point. The 4 teams with the highest number of points will then book their spot in the semi-finals. The 8 teams that have confirmed their participation for this year's event are the defending champions and co-host Malaysia, the other co-host Indonesia, last year's finalist Thailand, Asia All-Stars, Europe All-Stars, Singapore, Vietnam, and the Philippines. Kuala Lumpur, the capital of Malaysia, is famous for its skyscrapers of exquisite design and architecture, an absolute food haven, plus a booming nightlife. The city has a population of more than 2 million people and has slowly transformed itself as a hub for education, culture, and sports. And speaking of sports, Malaysians love getting behind their team, especially in badminton. The craze, passion, and fervor they exude when Malaysia play is a sight to behold, with everyone coming together regardless of age, gender, and race.
I think Malaysia comes with a strong tradition when you talk about badminton. Most Malaysians are very excited and passionate about this sport. And in the past 2 years where Axiata Cup is being held in KL, you can see a lot of fans being very excited about it, and players are constantly talking about it, you know. So I believe this year will be no difference.
Kuala Lumpur Badminton Stadium will again take the honour of hosting such an esteemed event like the Axiata Cup. This stadium is located in the suburb of Cheras and can hold up to 5,000 people.
Badminton players, they are professional players, okay? They are expected to do their best no matter where they are. Yes, having home ground will definitely help because you have the support of the local fans.
With the success of the past two editions of the Axiata Cup, it seemed only right that this stadium be given the chance to host this team event for the third straight year on December the 6th and 7th. Format of play in the knockout round for this year is similar to last year, where the top teams who qualified will have to go through a draw to finalize the semi-final matchups. The two losing semi-finalists will then play each other to determine the third and fourth place, whereas the two finalists will battle it out for the title and winner's purse of $400,000 US.
Hi, I'm Tontoy Ahmad. You are watching Axiata Cup 2014. Saya mungkin dari 2010 akhir, 11 dulu. Mungkin 3 tahun. 3 tahun saya bermain. Liliana mungkin partner yang bagus ya. Maksudnya dia senior, dia bisa ngebimbing juniornya. Dari pertama dia sabar ngadepin saya yang masih junior. Dan mungkin kelebihannya itu sih.
Tontoy Ahmad and his doubles partner Liliana Natsir have been the mainstay of Team Indonesia since 2010. Since then, this mixed doubles partnership has flourished as they've gone on to bag numerous titles, including the 2013 World Championships and the All England Open for 3 successive years since 2012. Their success in the international stage is purely down to hard work. But unlike many other pairs, they work differently when it comes to perfecting their skills and correcting their weaknesses.
Ya mungkin dengan cara konsentrasi masing-masing aja. Jadi saya tahu kelemahan saya di mana, saya konsentrasi sendiri. Liliana di mana, dia konsentrasi sendiri gitu aja sih.
This unique approach has seen the dynamic duo once rise to number 2 in the world, and currently they occupy the 4th spot in the BWF rankings. It's time we look at the two hot favourites in this year's Axiata Cup. Defending champions Malaysia will again be the ones to look out for, as the team is made up of big names as well as some rising stars. Chong Wei Feng and Liu Darren will be expected to lead the line in the men's singles. Bronze medal winners in the men's doubles category, the recent Asian Games in Incheon, Go Vi Shem and Tan Wee Kyong, will carry the nation's hopes, especially with former world number 2 pair Koo Ken Ket and Tan Boon Hyung no longer together as a pair. Meanwhile, Ti Jing Yi and Sonia Chia, who had a fine run at the Axiata Cup last year in the women's singles, will be roped in again for this edition.
Pressure semua orang pun ada, cuma tengok kita macam masa main tu lah, so kita macam angkat itu pressure sangat macam sebagai motivation lah.
No matter who they feel, the Malaysian team have enough in them to hold on to the cup. Even their fiercest rivals are well aware of that.
Musuh terberat Malaysia sih, karena mereka punya beberapa pemain yang top-top, jadi peluang paling besar untuk lawan mungkin Malaysia.
Meanwhile, Indonesia will be looking to wrest the cup back after a dismal performance last season. The winners of the inaugural edition only managed 4th place and are eager to make amends in this year's event. And they are pretty confident with their setup this time around.
Kejuaraan Axiata kan kejuaraan yang tim, tapi kejuaraan yang besar lah gitu. Ya untuk ibaratnya seperti latihan seperti kayak Thomas Cup. Nah, itu ya kita harus mempersiapkan dengan baik dan bagus ya.
Amongst the players who would make an appearance at the tournament will be Simon Santoso. Although Santoso is no longer ranked in the top 5, his experience will be pivotal in this edition.
Kita ingin merebut kembali ya, di mana kita tahun 2012 kita champion, 2013 Malaysia. Kita berharap dari Indonesia tahun 2014 ini kita bisa ambil lagi pialanya dan mudah-mudahan kita bisa berhasil.
Apart from that, they also have the formidable duo in the form of Hendra Setiawan and Mohamed Hassan. Hendra and Hassan, the reigning All-England champions and Asian Games 2014 gold medalists, are expected to deliver the points for the team's cause. And the depth of the Indonesian squad will be the envy of the other teams competing, as they also have a rock-solid mixed doubles pair in the form of Tantowi Ahmad and Liliana Natsir. The world number 4 pair recently won silver at the Asian Games 2014, and their partnership since 2010 will again prove to be the difference here this time around. Other players that will also be gracing the event for Team Indonesia in this year's edition, among the notable names are Tommy Sugiarto, the son of former world champion Icuk Sugiarto, Dionysus Hayum Rumbaka, and Linawendi Fenetri. Last year's losing finalists, Thailand, are once again the dark horses for this tournament. With singles Queen Ratchanok Intanon in their setup, the team look poised to go all the way to the final again this year. Intanon, who became the youngest winner at the age of 18 of the BWF World Championships in Guangzhou last year, will again be the person to spearhead the team's challenge in this year's Cup. Plus, seasoned campaigner Bunsak Ponsana will also be there to provide some experience to the team. Ponsana, two-time winner of the Singapore Open, may revert to his usual men's singles category after featuring in the men's doubles last year. The Thais will also be relying heavily on mixed doubles pair of Sudket Prapakamol and Sarali Tongkongkam to deliver the goods here. The Asia All-Star team will again be counting on the array of talents to mount a serious challenge here. Tai Tzu Ying of Taiwan, who won the bronze medal at the 2014 Asian Games in Incheon, will be back to play the women's singles. Meanwhile, the European counterpart known as Europe All-Stars will be sending their full-fledged professionals again this year with a mission to qualify for the semis. 2014 women's singles world champion Carolina Marin is expected to lead the line here for the Europeans after a scintillating performance last year, which saw her remain undefeated throughout the round-robin stage. Singapore's challenge in this year's edition will again be in the hands of Derek Wong and Ashton Chen in the men's singles. Chen Jiayuan, Gu Chuan and Xing Aiying are out to prove their mettle in the women's singles, while the formidable mixed doubles duo Danny Bawa Krishnanta and Vanessa Neo, who made it to the quarterfinals of the All England in 2014, will undoubtedly deliver the points when it matters. Vietnam seek to improve their standings and will again be banking on their top men's singles player to score points for them. Minnows Philippines, on the other hand, will be banking on their youth to gain some experience here again. They're not expected to go far, but the exposure they gain playing with some of the best in the world will be priceless. With all the venues, formats and teams revealed for this year's Axiata Cup, it's time to catch the energy, excitement and the action of the event with the biggest prize purse of $1 million. Join in for the fun and games and soak up the celebration. We'll see you there, and it's bye for now.